Well, speaking of opportunities, Brandon, I know you're excited about this one. Bubba Pollard, a name that should be familiar to short track fans all across the country. He is going to run an Xfinity race with Junior Motorsports. Dale Jr. was very excited about this, teasing it on his X/Twitter account, saying, "You guys are absolutely going to go crazy when you hear this news." And we were thinking, is this them bringing Kevin Harvick back to run a race, or who could he be talking about here? Some people even thought Kerry Earnhardt was going to come out of retirement and run a race for his brother. But it's Bubba Pollard here, a name that I don't think very many people were expecting to hear, but a very pleasant surprise nonetheless. Brandon, what are your initial thoughts here as he gets ready to make his Xfinity debut?
Surprised, really, because when I think of Bubba Pollard from Sonoya, Georgia, the last thing I think of is Xfinity start. I'm really surprised that he would say yes to this, but that's really cool. Bubba Pollard, he's one of the most successful short track guys out there on the circuit right now, with next to names like Steven Nasse and even Ty Majeski, who is doing awfully well in the Truck Series now. I mean, he's All-American 400 winner, Snowball Derby winner. If it's been at Governor's Cup, if it's out there, he's probably done it and won it in the short track world. And going to Richmond is going to be very dangerous for the rest of the field with Bubba Pollard in that Junior Motorsports equipment. That's really exciting. Cool that Rheem stepped on board to sponsor him. Usually like a Joe Gibbs sponsor there with Christopher Bell. So that may be something he brought to the table himself. But a really interesting thing about Bubba, like last time I've checked on him, I'm not sure if this is still true, but he's like a bivocational kind of guy, like driver, and also he has a job outside of racing. So that's something that's really different as opposed to the rest of this field, and it gives the fans something else to root for. Possibly, there's always this talk about all these privileged rich kids getting into cars and getting rides they don't deserve. Here's a big dude, tall dude, who it's going to be a tight squeeze to get inside that Xfinity Camaro, but a man of the people, if you will. And the times that I've been able to talk to him, very timid, when he's not hot and heavy racing, a gentle giant sort of guy, at least at the times I've seen him. Not sure if that's how he always is, but it's going to be cool to see Bubba Pollard go to Richmond and see what he can do. He definitely has a shot in the top 10, top 5. I think last time Dale Jr. had his return to the Xfinity Series at Richmond, he did awfully well there too.
Yeah, I still remember that 2018 race. I think he led the most laps that night, ended up with a top 5, looked like he was in contention to win it. So when Junior Motorsports brings this 88 car out, it's going to be a good opportunity. And, the fans that were excited to see Josh Berry get his opportunity, I think, I know Bubba Pollard's even a few years older than Josh Berry is. I don't know, but this is going to lead to something like a full-time Xfinity ride, or certainly probably not a Cup Series ride like Berry has now, racing on Sundays. But
I don't think he wants it either.
Yeah. Well, that's true as well. I think Bubba Pollard,
he's got more important things to do.
Yeah, he's probably content with where he is in his career at this point. But who knows? We'll see what is going to come of this deal here, and a great opportunity nonetheless, and one that I'm certainly very excited for as well. So we'll just have to wait and see how he does at Richmond, and going to be a great show and great equipment, like you're mentioning, no doubt.
I'll say this: he'll bring a lot of fans that are, quote, not into NASCAR, but they are race fans, out to Richmond.
Yeah, for sure there. And and just one more note before we wrap up the show tonight with our shining moments here. Bubba Pollard it was announced like 2 days before the World Health Organization officially declared the pandemic that he was going to make his ARCA East debut for DGR Crosslin at the time at Five Flag Speedway. And of course, everything got shuffled around with the world turning upside down just a couple of days later and in the weeks that followed. So he never ended up getting that opportunity. He has made a few ARCA starts in the past, most recently at Toledo in 2015. And then, of course, came out for SRX in 2022 for a race. But certainly, I think this is going to be the biggest stage that he's been on in a long time for all the success that he's had in late models. What an opportunity for him, and going to look forward to seeing that here in just a few weeks.